how you say something is more important than what you say. I'm certain, my friends, that you must have heard this several times. And I'm sure you must be wondering, does this really matter? Well, tune into this 13th episode of My First Step Ever to find your answers. I'm your host, Ishani Nigam. I'm a Masters of Marketing Communication student at the University of Melbourne, and I started this podcast to empower and inspire you to take your first step. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So today I have guest speaker who has mastered the art of using the right words to the right person in the right amount. So yes, please join me in welcoming Australia's leading and award-winning copywriter, content marketer, and much more than that we will be discussing today. He is Christopher Melotti. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, Ishani. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. What an entrance. Thank you.
I am extremely happy to have you on the show because I really want to give a very quick context to my listeners that I was really excited to have you on the show. I attended your one of your webinars, your course, Content Marketing and Copywriting, and I must say that that was my first course in that particular area, and I was blown away with the knowledge that you bring and the way you explain a concept, which is also very important. That's why I said how you say something is so important.
Yeah.
So, Christopher, you have won several awards, and when I say several, there is a list, long list. You are the winner of local award, business award Sydney 2020 finalist, and Australian Small Business Champions Award, Australian Local Business Award, and many more. So, to start with, Christopher, I
Sure.
want to know you as a person, your journey, your mindset. So, to start with, I like to ask, when was the first time you thought that, oh, I like this profession of copywriting, or I like writing, and I'm really good at this? When was that time?
I would say I was studying when I was studying my master's degree in law. And the reason why I say that is because I never pursued law. I did it as an interest. And during that master's degree, the assignments were 30,000 words long. Okay, now that's a lot. That's a lot of copy. And
I
what I actually found, truly, this is how I found it was in doing those assignments. I remember that a lot of people commented when they were proofreading for me. A lot of people said, wow, you've got a real flair for writing and you've got a real flair for communicating in a way that's understandable. And then I then ended up working in a marketing agency in Sydney. And from there, that's when I discovered what copywriting was. I didn't even know what it was. And
right.
so when I discovered what copywriting was and how it worked, the pieces sort of came together. And in the end, it was like, oh, I really want to do this. And then I set up my business on the side, and then the rest is history.
Wow. So, what I understand from that is it came very naturally to you. It was not
Yeah.
one of those light bulb moments that, oh, I'm good at this particular profession. It just went a bit more naturally for you. There were
Yes.
people telling you that you were good at something,
Yeah.
uh, and how long back it was when you got your first job in marketing agency and you started in this career of copywriting?
I've been marketing my whole career. So I studied a degree in marketing, and I graduated in 2007. And so ever since then, I've been in the marketing profession, more as a generalist. So that's actually been advantageous to me because I actually learned all the strategy and all the elements. Let's see, a lot of copywriters today, they're just writers. Whereas to me, I've come from a marketing background and a professional marketing, corporate marketing background. So I've been there when it comes to strategy, budgets, piecing all things together, vision, missions, company programs and all those kind of things. So I've been that marketing strategist and generalist for years. And then as I progressed in this career, I found that writing was my specialty in what I did. And so what I did was I combined those two elements of the marketing background and understanding what copywriting plays, as well as being like doing the copywriting itself. And so now that's why I've rebranded to copywriting and message marketing as my brand, because we don't just do copywriting, we do message marketing. So that's the evolution, and where it's come from is being in my career, sort of developed over that time and found that it was a really nice way to be more active in marketing.
Interesting. It's really great that you brought this thing up, that now you specialize in content and message marketing, because
Yes.
this is where I was going next. I wanted to understand from the very beginning of your career. As you said, that you worked for several years and now you have started your own venture and it's
Yes.
been going really strong. So, what was the journey like from, working in a company to having your own venture? What was the initial thoughts in your head? How did you put this thing together?
Yeah. Look, I'm very scared of risk, I have to admit, and which is a very hard attribute for an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs, you need to like go for it, right? And I've learned to obviously take risks a lot more, but I took the more safer route
Mhm.
of starting up a business on the side while I was working full time. And so I always wanted to, do a business, and I got the excitement out of having my own project and my own clients and my own gigs, and it excited me. But I was too scared to, because I had mortgages. I was too scared to just, go for it. And so I had the business for quite a few years, because the business is quite a few years old, but that's because it was on the side for a long time. And so what I was doing was I was working during the day, and then I'd go home and sort of do general projects, like get a client here or there and all that sort of thing. And over the couple of years, it started to grow quite fast, and it was growing and growing and growing. And all of a sudden, it got to the end of 2017, and I had two full-time jobs. Like, I was working all day and then working all night, and it was just too much. And so I had lots of mentors and lots of people that I was speaking to, and they were like, "Chris, you got to back yourself. It's ready to go. Like, your business is already getting, making money. It's already doing quite well. So you need to give it a go." And that's what I did. Is at the end of 2017, I resigned from my previous role, and my boss was very good. He was like, "Look, you got to pursue this." Excuse me. And off I went, and now we're here today, and I'm so glad I made this risk, that took this risk. But that's how I did it. But a lot of people don't do it this way. A lot of people just jump straight in and go for it.
Yeah, I want to kind of reinforce the fact that being a risk averse person and an entrepreneur, I think it's an okay thing, because I recently had a guest speaker on my podcast, and she is Deirdre from Canada, and this was
Yeah.
exactly what she mentioned, that
Mm.
like entrepreneurs are supposed to be risk taker. That's what how we perceive things. But you can, if you have a smart way of going ahead, or having mortgage is very normal. All of us have a lot
Yes.
of bills to pay. So at times we also need to find a smart way out. And if you're really scared, and this is something that I mentioned even in my previous podcast when we had Michelle again, and she had the similar journey. She had her own job going on, and she really wanted to have this career for her to help other people for coaching, and she started on the side exactly like how you have been doing. And I think it is, I really want to appreciate and acknowledge that how much effort it goes in managing two different careers at the
Oh,
same
it
point of
is.
time. So on that note, Christopher, I am really excited to know, when you started off, did you face any challenges? if
Oh, yes.
if you want to, like, just go ahead and tell our
Every
listeners that what are the
every day.
mistakes.
It's
Yeah.
it's funny. Like, as an entrepreneur, you see all those silly ads on the the get rich quick schemes. So many online, and you see that person that says, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur," and you see them standing next to a Lamborghini, and they're like 10, and you see all those kind of things. And there's this perception that entrepreneurs are raking it in and making money. And look, there is a small percentage that does. But the reality is, having your own business is tough. And I don't mean that to discourage people. I want people to be encouraged, because it's an adversity that will grow you, that you will love. It will test you, but it will show you the kind of resilience that you can have. And so that's why I'm saying, like that. But it's silly to go in it thinking that it's going to be easy, because it's anything but. Um, at the start, there's issues where you don't have enough clients, or you don't have the experience and no one's hiring you. So, or you have competitors that are really active and they're pushing you aside. And then later on, you have when you have a team, you've got cash flow challenges and making sure that you're profitable and filling your pipeline. And it's, making sure that you're making right decisions, or whether to get another staff member or who to hire. There's all these challenges. So I'm not going to lie, entrepreneurial road is very hard. However, it is extremely rewarding. So I would highly encourage, if you've always wanted to start a business, I would highly encourage people to do it. But the best way that you're going to begin your journey on the right foot is to know that it's not going to be easy. But knowing that the more that you conquer, the more you discover how amazing you are, and how resilient you are, and how you always find a solution, and you find a way, and you adapt, and you make things happen. And the best part about it that I found is every step forward you make is yours. That's the most rewarding, I would say, at all, is that it's not like, when I was working for other corporates and things, every achievement was for someone else. And whereas when it's your own business, every new platform you open or start or join, or every 5-star review, or everything like that you're doing is directly attributed to you. And I don't mean that in a like you're trying to get all this glory. It's more, it's fulfilling, knowing that how many challenges you've been through, and wow, look at this. Look at how people are appreciating my work. Look at the difference I'm making. So I would say it's highly rewarding.
Yes, I can definitely resonate with that, because I just get the joy out of thinking that I've created something, and the
Yes,
next
that's
day
what
I
it
have to
is.
go and talk to people and build a relationship and see
Yes,
what is the content that I can bring up that can help our listeners, and so
yes,
the guests as well. And as you always say, it is always important what our customers, in my case, our listeners, what is in it for them, what
exactly.
how
Big
can they.
time.
Yes, I think the power, not the power, but the happiness that you get, that you have created something that you can lead it. It is a bit scary,
Yeah.
but it is, as you said, very rewarding. And how beautifully you summarize all those challenges, if I may say so. Out of those challenges, I just quickly want to know, what is Christopher's, if you would like to maybe tell our listeners,
Yep.
biggest mistake the beginners, if you have one or two top of your head that you would like to
Yeah.
tell
So
them.
the biggest mistake I've made, I would say nothing. It's nothing like detrimental. It's more like not trusting my instinct was one. 100%. Like, as in, your brain tends to rule when it comes to your entrepreneurial journey and making decisions. And what happens is your gut instinct is usually correct. Like the gut, you have this gut instinct where you'll go, I don't think this is the right decision, or I don't think this is the right client. And your brain will go, no, 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 it's fine. It's fine. It's money. Right. And then you do it, and then it blows up in your face, and you say to yourself, I knew this client wasn't the right match for me, or I knew this decision wasn't right. So the first thing is, the biggest mistake is not listening to your gut. And the second is not hiring. Now, I know people that are starting the entrepreneurial journey, you're probably thinking, how am I even thinking about hiring right now? I'm just starting to make a bit of money, or I'm not making any money at the moment. But what I'm saying is, when you get to that point where you go, I need some help, just embrace it. This is something that I was told and I ignored, and I shouldn't have. Because when you hire, it's like your revenue goes like up and up and up, and then you hire, and it goes down, but then it goes up to a bigger level, and then it goes down again when you hire, and then it goes up to a further level again. So what I'm giving you the advice that I sadly ignore, that now I've adapted to, is making sure that when you feel it's the time, or you need the expertise, or you need something, you need someone to help you manage things, then just do it. Know that it is going to be a pay decrease for you and the business, but in the end, if you find the right person, then it will propel you to the next level. Otherwise, what happens is you'll find that your business plateaus, and you just get stuck, like doing the same. So if you're a solo person and you're doing it, you're rolling, it's always just you. It's just you. So what happens is you get to a point, and then you can't go any further because you don't have any more time. And so when you have someone that you hire, you like get double the time, and then again and again. So that would be my 2 points: is listen to your gut when it comes to your instinct on decision making, and hire when you're ready, but make sure you don't hold off hiring. It is worth it.
Thank you for sharing those golden tips. I can really see through that how this particular advice would really be helpful for a venture almost there, flourishing
Yeah.
and needs more people.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely people. Like I've got a team of 5 now, and I never would have thought this would happen. Like full time, I've only been, yeah, as I said, since the end of 2017, and now having a team of 5 is just unimaginable. But here we are, and we're completely busy. So it's not like it's you. People often think, oh, they won't be busy. But you are. You get busy. You find things, and you build
Yes.
the business.
Yes, definitely. And also, I'm quite happy that because today, people who are listening to us, they actually from all across the globe and from different age groups, especially people who want to start their career, restart a second inning. I think, because I suppose they have the experience, the expertise, this might be a very good advice for you, and this would be really good if you want to, take on few people under your empire that you've already built,
Yep.
if you want
Yep.
to take it forward. So this is an amazing tip advice that Christopher has given us, which he probably took on a little late, but he's so kind enough to let us know
Yeah.
at the right time. If you're listening to this, now that I know a little more about you, your journey, your mindset, I would also like our listeners to know the have the glimpse of the genius that you are at your work. So, if you can take us through the work that you do, or maybe the top 3 tips in copywriting and content marketing.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Shani, yeah, so my business is Melotti Media, and we look after copywriting and content marketing strategy for a lot of clients, and that can range from accountants to software companies all over, we do all this kind of. And the reason why we can do it in such a wide space is because the essence of copywriting and content marketing are always the same, which is learn about your customer first, and who they are, what they want, and where their relevance lies. And then it's about finding your making your product or service meet their expectations. And so educating them through value, which I define as information plus entertainment. So you're providing them that value that attracts them to your business and attracts them to your product or service, and then giving them something compelling that inspires them to act. These are the kind of principles of copywriting and marketing and content marketing that work. Is knowing your customer. Number one is finding why and giving them the reason why you're relevant in their lives. And this is where a lot of my clients need my help, is that they go, we do this, we do that. And it's like, yep, but the customer doesn't understand that. The customer can't find that relatable. Whereas if you say, we help you do this, or we empower this, or we give you this, or these are the benefits, suddenly you become something that they want to pay attention to. And then the next stage is making sure that you're engaging them enough to inspire them to contact you. And they're kind of the principles. And it's using a mixture of creativity and data driven logic and all these kind of elements together to make it. So it's not just about the words, it's also about, like you said at the start, it's about what you say and how you say it and what people will enjoy. And that's really what it comes down to. And it is, I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of an art form. The reason why is because it takes a lot of time. Like people just go, oh, I can write, so it should be fine, I can just do it. But what happens is they end up coming to me in the end and go, oh no, I do need you to write my website, because they can't make the connection between what they're doing and their customer and how they can make it a compelling argument argument as in how they can make it a compelling message, let's say that core message. And so that's kind of where my profession lies and what we do.
That is so intriguing. I think what really is an advantage in your situation as well, I feel that you already were in marketing. You had
Yes,
this amazing knowledge, and I think you have to keep updating yourself
definitely.
every year if you're in marketing and technology field, I suppose. And so kudos to you because you are doing your part. Your job is to like every time you are upgrading your knowledge and also adding it whenever you are meeting your clients. So what is also interesting in this is that I wanted to tell my listeners that this is a very important skill. uh, I suppose it can be learned, acquired, even if you're
Oh,
not that
definitely.
great at this.
Definitely, lots of practice. It takes a lot of practice, like anything else. Anyone can draw, but when you want to draw well, it takes hours of work and practice and making sure you're doing it and applying your skills. Like a language, it's always the same. It's a skill, but you can learn it. But you need to do lots of practice, and that's why people often hire us, because, like you would anything, is that if you want to create artwork, sure, you could do it yourself, but you have to learn it. Whereas you could just go to an artist or a graphic designer, and it's the same with copy.
Yes, I think, and it is so important. And I think this particular skill is so relevant across the professions and even in different situations. For example, if you are a brand and you want to market yourself on LinkedIn, or even
Yes.
when you're going for an interview, so all these, even if you're going on a date, so I mean, they're different
Yeah,
contexts.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what word you're using, who are you, talking to? All this thing is very important. So even if someone doesn't really want to get into the profession, but learning the skill would definitely come handy in the your.
Oh, marketing is essential. Like if any skill of an entrepreneur you need to learn, it's marketing. Anything else can be outsourced. And what I mean by that is you can outsource your accounting. You can outsource all the operations and the hiring and all that sort of stuff, because all you need to know is that they're doing it. Whereas for marketing, while you can outsource marketing, I know people thinking you can outsource that too. But what it is you still have to have a sense of how to market yourself, because in the end, if you can't market yourself, no one's going to come. No one's going to buy. You can have the best product in the world, but if you can't sell it, then no one's going to buy it, and then you disappear. So even if you're not the marketer yourself, you must have a marketing mindset, which means like creating a product that's relevant and intriguing and interesting and lots of value, providing lots of value to customers, being able to find the right channels to reach them and showing and demonstrating the value, giving them a reason to exchange money with you, all those kind of things. You don't have to be a marketer, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be in the profession of marketing, but you must have a marketing mindset, because if you don't believe in your product yourself and you can't think about how anyone would buy it or sell it or how anyone could spend the money on it, then how do you expect your customers to do it? How do you expect your team to do it? So you must always have that. It's a very important skill, very important.
Yes. And as we come to the last leg of this interview, I
Sure.
first like to thank you for all the interesting and
You're
golden
welcome.
nuggets and tips that you have been giving us on your profession, on your personal life, how to start a business. It has been an amazing journey for the last 20-25 odd minutes for me as a listener. And I'm so honored that you are here, and you, because you're one of the best in your jobs, a leading content marketer, copywriter in Australia, and that really proves. I mean, if anyone really is interested, I think it's a very great platform to connect with Christopher. Go on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn's the place.
Right. Yes, yes. So I'm going to put all the links in the description. You
Thank you.
can directly go and say hi to him. And
Yep.
yes, so just this is the first time that I'm doing this, because we have a great content marketer and copywriter in the house. So let's see if it makes sense.
Sure.
I am going to ask you a few questions. Like it, I just have 4 questions, and if you can answer them in one word, it's
Okay.
very simple. It's okay.
All right.
Let's start. So things or thing that puts you off as a copywriter.
I would say miscommunication.
Right. Okay. A thing that puts you off as a content marketer or a marketer.
As a marketer, so you're saying things I would say, oh, well, it could be like errors. As in,
Mhm.
what I mean is like spelling errors and grammatical errors.
That
Like,
is like right away. I mean, we've been hearing this, and that is so important. It really means that it's so important. So we need to get that right.
yes.
And what gives you a kick to continue to be in the profession that you are in?
I would say,
Simple.
okay. I would say evolution. And what I
Love.
mean by that is that the market is always changing. and marketing is always changing. Like I'm doing blogs at the moment that are talking about really advanced marketing and AI and interaction and visuals and all these kind of things that are coming up. And that's what makes it so exciting for me, is it's never the same. It's always changing.
Wow, that is interesting. I am excited to see what's coming up. I have been following Christopher, your LinkedIn account from a while now, and also I've been checking on your messages that you put out the on your website and on your LinkedIn. So I'm
Oh,
interested
I'm glad.
coming up. Yeah, they're really, as you say, they're very nicely written, concise, clear, and it kind of makes me think, oh yeah, this makes sense. Let
Yeah.
me maybe go back and see what I'm doing, how to correct my ways. So yeah,
Yeah.
last one. If you ever need to venture out in a different profession, if what would it?
I'm gonna get laughed at. I would say acting. And the reason why is because you can see my energy. I've done a lot of stage work, and I've been doing a lot of voice acting lately. Yeah, so, and I've written a few scripts lately for ads where I have actually been in the ad and things like that. So yeah, I would say if this career didn't work out, I'd maybe go there.
Am I meeting the future actor?
Oh wow, we'll see. I
And,
don't know
and
about
I
that.
think that perfectly makes sense, because I was telling you before we started with the interview that I really loved the energy that you brought uh, when we were doing the webinar, and the voice, the throw, the tone that you have. That really made me feel energetic. I was a bit low on that day,
Oh,
I would like to confess, but you really, really made me, come back
no.
to where we were. And I remember how you used to kind of address each one of us when you were asking the question. That was a
Hmm.
very interesting way of making someone feel valued, or that their opinion values or their answer values. So that was amazing. Something that I
Thank
learned
you.
from you, apart from the content marketing that I was there for. So, oh my God, I'm so pumped for this interview today. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I'm honored, honestly, Ishani. Thank you. Thank you very much for the invite. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're so excited as well. That's wonderful.
I think the energy has just transferred.
Yes.
I really wanted to, match up to your energy. And I'm sure this is going to be a great, great episode. And
Thank you.
when people hear it, they will be energized as well. So thank you, Christopher. I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. And look, I would say for some free value, and this is not me selling, it's legitimately, if you go to melottimedia.com.au/blog, there's
Yeah.
lots and lots of free stuff everywhere. I never charge for it. There's lots and lots of content there that will guide people, help people, show people what to do. So please go there, because there's so much information there that I love putting up there, and it's all free. It's okay.
So thank you so much.
It's always great, because I spend a lot of time curating a lot of content and sharing my knowledge. And I love that it's the biggest clicked part of my website, of course. And it's great to inspire people and show people. And we do about 2 blogs a week, my team and I. And yeah, so lots of stuff there. So please go there, melottimedia.com.au/blog.
And we will be putting out all the links in the description. I would personally like to say that the content that Christopher and his team puts out over there, it is very relevant, and you will come to know once you're there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shani.